Here's the thing, I love cooking. I think most people know that about me, but even me some days, just too lazy or too tired or busy to cook or spend more than 10 minutes in the kitchen. So today I'm going to share with you 3 super easy Instant Pot dinners. They're going to be dump and go recipes. Now that I say it aloud, it doesn't sound very appealing. Kind of sounds like you're taking a dump, but I promise you they're going to be amazing because you're going to literally be able to dump in a bunch of ingredients into the Instant Pot, walk away, and come back to a satisfying warm dinner. And best of all, of course, you have very few dishes to wash. So just sliced up some scallions, and now we're going to mince some garlic and ginger. For our first recipe, it's going to be an aromatic Thai red curry sweet potato soup. The soup is kind of inspired by my travels in Thailand. We backpacked there a long time ago, and the food was incredible, and we did a Thai cooking class, and I just wanted to bring some Thai flavors to your home kitchen, but in a much easier, more streamlined way. It's going to be super quick and simple, and of course it's going to be vegan. In addition to chopping up a few sweet potatoes and dicing 3 tomatoes, we've also got fresh ginger. The best way to mince ginger is with a microplane, but if you don't have one, just chop it up really finely with a sharp knife. This soup is going to be really satisfying because we've got protein from red lentils, complex carbs from the sweet potatoes, and satiating fats from the light coconut milk. So add all of the vegetables directly to the Instant Pot, the sweet potatoes, tomatoes, scallions, garlic, ginger. Then pour in some vegetable broth, followed by salt and soy sauce or tamari if you're gluten-free. Give it a stir, and then I'm adding Thai red curry paste. My favorite brand for curry paste is Thai Kitchen. Then add some red lentils, which have been rinsed and drained, and finally some light coconut milk. When the timer is done, squeeze in some fresh lime juice and puree the soup using an immersion blender or transfer it to a stand blender. To balance the spiciness and sourness of the soup, just add a bit of agave or coconut sugar and stir to combine. My favorite garnishes are chopped up cilantro and sliced scallions, and if you like it spicy, go ahead and add some thinly sliced chili peppers as well. This next recipe is for an Israeli white bean stew, and I'm starting it similar to how I started the first recipe with the aromatics, but this time I'm using shallots, celery, and garlic. And that's how I start a lot of my savory recipes, with the aromatics to build flavor. To be perfectly honest, I don't know if this is an authentic Israeli recipe, but it does really remind me of a recipe I did have at an authentic Israeli restaurant. It was this white bean stew that was so simple. It was mostly just beans, but it was so hearty and delicious and flavorful, and I still think about it because it was that good. So this is my humble interpretation of it. In addition to the aromatics, I'm also going to grate 1 large Yukon Gold potato. I like to grate it because it melts into the stew and helps thicken it naturally. If you don't have a grater, go ahead and dice it up. Start by pouring 3 cups of vegetable broth into the Instant Pot, and then we'll add some dried white beans that have been soaked overnight. Cannellini beans or navy beans work great. Then add the chopped celery, shallots, and garlic along with the grated potato. We'll season it with some paprika and cumin, as well as a generous amount of salt and pepper. And to add some herbaceous flavor, I'm using a few stalks of flat leaf parsley, fresh thyme, and bay leaves. I'm going to tie them up together with kitchen twine to make a bouquet garni. This will make it much easier to fish it out at the end. Finally, pour in 1 can of crushed tomatoes and 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, and let them rest on top. Not stirring them in prevents them from sinking to the bottom, which can trigger the burn warning. Pressure cook at high pressure for 12 minutes, followed by a natural pressure release. While the stew is cooking, we'll make the topping, which is a simple gremolata. You'll need to zest 1 small lemon along with 1 garlic clove, as well as some flat leaf parsley. Chop the mixture up together really finely, and then add it directly to the stew when it's done. It adds so much fresh, zingy, bright flavor, so please don't skip this step. This next recipe is for tomato fennel chickpeas with brown rice. I'm going to start off like we did the other recipes with the aromatics. This time I've got fennel, which is what I'm about to chop right now, onions, garlic, and fresh thyme. The beauty of the Instant Pot with the thyme is you don't have to chop these little leaves, which can be a bit annoying. You can just add them whole, or if you have kitchen twine like this, you can tie it around here and make a little bouquet garni. I think fennel is one of those vegetables that people think they dislike, but when they taste it, they're actually like, oh, this is really good. For fennel, the part you want to use is the round bulb at the bottom. For these sticks, you could save them for vegetable stock, but they're really, really tough, so you're not supposed to eat them. And the fronds that are on top, these little leaves that are super cute, reserve those because they make an excellent garnish at the end. And just chop up the fennel roughly, no need to be super precise. If you're the kind of person that likes to eat a really traditionally balanced meal with a protein, starch, and veggie all in one meal, this is the recipe for you because we've got all of those things in one pot. We have some chickpeas that have been soaked overnight. These are dried chickpeas. We also have some brown rice, long grain brown rice. And then we have a variety of vegetables. We have fennel, we have onions, we have tomatoes, and we have some greens. As with the other recipes, add all of the ingredients to the Instant Pot. 4 cups of vegetable broth, our dried chickpeas that have been soaked overnight, some long grain brown rice, and then add the chopped fennel, onions, garlic, and fresh thyme. Season with kosher salt or sea salt, bay leaves, red pepper flakes, and a generous amount of black pepper. Then add a can each of crushed tomatoes and tomato sauce. If you pour the cans as low and close to the pot as possible, they're much less likely to sink to the bottom and trigger the burn warning. Pressure cook at high pressure for 12 minutes, and when that's done, allow a natural pressure release for 10 minutes before releasing the remaining steam. Stir in several large handfuls of greens, I'm using baby kale today, and cook for a few minutes on the sauté setting until they're wilted down, and finally squeeze in some fresh lemon juice. Now that you have a few easy Instant Pot recipes under your belt, it's time to take your Instant Pot game to the next level. So I made a short playlist for you to watch. It has everything you want to know about how to cook vegan food in the Instant Pot.